Okay, so as we are getting started, yes, feel free in the chat to put your name, where you are. You can even be naming your intentions for our time together today and this whole month. As we are getting started, yes, feel free in the chat to put. All right, so officially welcome. And I am Martha Alter Hines, and I'm here with Kaylin Castile, and we are co-hosting this summit called Becoming Superconductors of Love. And we are super excited to have you here. If you happen to be seeing this on YouTube right now, you can sign up for this whole free summit at livingtheonelight.com. So we have today some of our speakers from the summit who include Jamie Goldstein, Divine Harmony, Melanie Reinhart, Ari Moshe Wolfe, and then we have special guest Seth Miller, who's going to be here playing us some beautiful music that he created just for this summit. And then the other speakers that are going to be involved also are amazing humans like Heather Ensworth, Chris Skidmore, Keone Hanalei, Gary Caton, Lauren Jubilerer, there's too many good ones, and but we are super. What'd you say? Sheridan Sample, yes. So please sign up if you haven't yet. Again, that's at livingtheonelight.com. So we are here really for the next 3 weeks with the intention to ground into this very powerful cosmic support that we have in March to be superconductors of love and to ground into the reality that we are love and that we have the power to choose to be love in this time. So the first thing we're going to do is just come into this sacred space together to really feel that portal that we happen to be in this time. That we're in the eclipse season now, and we have equinox coming and so many other things that Kaylin is going to fill in a minute. But let's just first drop in and yeah, first we can just feel ourselves here as beings of Gaia, and we can feel the love of her own being, that she literally is a being of love, a being obviously of earth, and a being of light. We can feel the light of her inner core, her heart radiating from the center of her being. And reminding us each that we are her. Our bodies are literally earth, and our spirits are light and the divine and source, just like Gaia is. And taking another deep breath, we can feel how we are in this moment on this planet, as part of this planet, where we're in this powerful change time. And we're in this powerful opportunity to remember to wake up to who we really are and to the gifts that we each are, that we chose to bring as part of the experience of this planet in this moment, each of us individually, and then all of us collectively. So we can feel that light of the heart of Gaia, and then tap in and feel the light of the heart of each of us, each of you individually. And you can feel that light in the back of your own heart ignite like a fountain of love, and just begin to feel that fountain of love springing literally like a mountain spring from the back of your heart and filling your whole body and your whole being. And we can feel how as we're doing that, even just that simple act is helping us to release maybe even eons of hurt or patterning or karmic notions of what it is to give from lack. We can feel how we are being filled literally from the love of the divine. And that love that we are is flowing and overflowing through our whole bodies, our whole systems. And we can feel that flow of divine love. Then after it's finished filling our bodies, then it just starts to overflow, filling this sacred space, filling the whole earth, surrounding the whole planet. And if it feels right, you can imagine and feel how this planet is also being held by infinite benevolent beings, holding space. If you're familiar with Cheroklo, it's like a Cheroklo kind of an energy of just holding space unconditionally for the moment that this planet is in. And we can feel how we're both being held and we are doing the holding as this planet and especially the human consciousness of the planet is waking up from out of a dream, from out of the time of great forgetting. Now we're moving into the time of great remembering. And maybe we feel how in the time of waking up, it's like a child waking out of a dream or even a bad dream. There can be a lot of chaos and fear and discomfort and trauma of all kinds in that waking up, but we are being held and we are the ones here to be doing the holding both at the same time, each with our own gifts and each with this divine flow of pure divine love, igniting and flowing again from that spot in the back of our hearts, like a mountain spring, just naturally and easefully filling us, helping us to relax, completely let go, feel totally held and totally safe, and reminding us of what it is that we literally are love. And that's what we are here to be, and that's what we are here to do, each in our own ways, but that's the ultimate truth. So again, can drop in, feel how we are held as Gaia. We are Gaia. We are held in this sacred holding space, even a sacred temple of this council of benevolent, infinite benevolent beings holding this whole planet. And we can feel ourselves individually and then collectively all joining in all over the world, all around this being of Gaia. We're coming into a massive sacred healing circle, beginning this journey together that we're going to be on for the whole rest of the month of March and then beyond. And I'll set the intention I always set, which is that this time together today and this time together really forever serves only each of our absolute radical highest good and the highest good of the all that is. And so it is. Amen. Thank you each for being here.
That was so great, Martha. I loved that. Oh, good. Okay, so I'm going to invite the directions, but before I start that, I just want to give a little bit of background about how I do this. And it's kind of developed over many years. I was in Peru back in the early 2000s and recognized that their seasons are opposite than the northern hemisphere. And I'm going to invite the directions from the perspective of the seasons and the elements and the living sky, as Harmony likes to call it. And so so I'm doing that, but I'm doing it from a northern hemisphere perspective because I don't live in the southern hemisphere and I don't have that as a visceral experience. So I invite all the people that are in the southern hemisphere that might be with us to feel that, just to recognize it's the opposite season, and I can't do it for something I don't know, for something I haven't had that experience of, and so if you feel inspired, you can either turn in the direction, and I'm going to start in the north. So something that really inspired this was years ago, I did a initiation into the rites of the Moon Key, and we called the directions every single day when we were doing this. And I was like, they always started in the south, and what? It just didn't feel right to me. And then I was like, one morning I woke up and went, oh, that's because they live south of the equator. That's why they start there. So of course it would make sense for us to start north, in the north direction of north when we live north of the equator. And that's what I did in creating these directions. So this is, inviting the directions by element, seasons, and sky magic. So we'll start in the north. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the energy of the north, the element of earth, the place of the midnight sun, the new moon, the winter solstice, and the beginning of a new galactic, solar, and lunar cycle, where the December solstice sun rises, located between the constellations of the Archer and the Scorpion on the galactic cross, near the galactic center, where the seeds of love, light, joy, bliss, magic, and miracles are being planted for the future as we join together to co-create a new earth in this new time. Thank you to the grandmothers and grandfathers, the ancient ones, the elders and wise ones. Thank you to white buffalo, hummingbird, owl, wolf, and all the wise medicine beings for your guiding wisdom, helping us to create the sustainable structures that serve us now and the many future generations. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the energy of the East, the element of fire, the place of the rising sun, the first quarter moon, the spring equinox, the balance of day and night, where the March equinox sun rises located in the head of the fish, constellation moving toward the water bearer. This is where we are reminded to take decisive action, inspired and committed action, furthering a worthy cause, energized by the dragon fire fueling the ley lines of the earth and the kundalini serpent fire within each of us, fueling our life purpose and noble mission. Thank you, Eagle, you who fly closest to the sun. Thank you for the ability to see what actions are growing the seeds we have planted, the dreams we are dreaming and are now manifesting in this reality. Thank you for how we are connecting with strength, courage, and wisdom, guiding us to connect with Great Spirit as we remember who we truly are. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the energy of the South, the element of water, the place of the midday sun, the full moon, the summer solstice, where the seeds planted at the winter solstice are now bearing fruit, nourished by the life-giving waters, encouraging these seeds to grow. Thank you to the constellations of the Bull and the Twins, where the galactic cross at the galactic edge resides on the June solstice sunrise, reminding us to look beyond what we perceive as our reality into other galaxies, realms, and dimensions. Thank you for the nourishing abundance of light and high vibrational energy, graciously feeding our new earth reality, creating loving, safe, sacred space for everyone to feel at home within themselves. Thank you, Turtle, for reminding us we are always at home wherever we are. Thank you, Coyote, for reminding us not to take ourselves too seriously, to have fun, to play, and to find the humor within and all around us. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the energy of the West, the element of air, the place of the setting sun, the last quarter moon, the autumnal equinox, the balance of light and dark, day and night, where the September equinox sun rises between the constellation of the Lion and the Priestess, reminding us how these energies are guiding us into a new relationship with ourselves and each other when we honor ourselves and all life as sacred expressions of great mystery. Thank you, Bear, for inspiring us to remember the importance of our dreams and how the world is as we dream it. Thank you, Jaguar, for protecting our dreaming space and helping us to track our dreams into manifest reality, celebrating the joyous, peaceful, abundant, loving life we are co-creating with each other. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the as above, so below, as within, so without, center point within each of us, the bridge where we connect with great mystery and great spirit. As we remember, we are informing the mysteries as much as they are informing us, because we are the embodiment of the mysteries. What we experience in our outer reality is a reflection of what is within us, and when we change what is within us, the world around us changes. Thank you to the directions for the reflections of wisdom you bring to us and how we connect with these signs, planets, stars, seasons, moon phases, and the sun as it rises and sets each day on the dream of the new life we are co-creating with great mystery. It is a living relationship we honor and celebrate within the great divine design unfolding before us. Remembering our essential place is no more or less important than anyone else's. Thank you for all the ways we are loved, guided, and protected in this sacred ceremonial space. Blessed be. So just to kind of give us a little bit of a quick overview of what's going on, we have so many amazing presenters that will be taking a deep dive into so much of what is happening. There's the Venus is already retrograde and doing things that hasn't done in 251 years. Mercury is going retrograde on the day of the total lunar eclipse on March 14th, well, 13th, 14th, depending on your time zone, is the eclipse. And that's also an amazing, like almost at the exact same degree that Venus went retrograde a couple weeks earlier, and that hasn't happened in at least 46 years and in this way. And then we have the Sun and Neptune, Sun, Saturn, Sun with the North Node. I mean, all this Pisces energy is being very much highlighted as we get to the exact March equinox. And there'll be a Sun-Venus conjunction, Venus possibly rising in Aries the next day. And then we have the total, well, not total, it's a 93% solar eclipse on March 29th. In Aries, but still a lot of Pisces energy as Neptune then gets ready to move into Pisces for the first time in 165 years, the very next day. And Venus is also rising, will be for sure visible by March 29th. And the ancient cultures that worked with the Venus cycle always did it when they always started the cycle when they could see Venus in the sky. So there's a possibility she'll be seen in Aries, but for sure she will be seen in Pisces, rising in Pisces. And then we are having also a last quarter moon going over galactic center at the time of the equinox. And at the time, this whole month of March, the galactic center is overhead. It shifts a little bit every day, like 4 minutes every day. The galactic center is overhead, and they have found that psychic abilities increase 400% when galactic center is overhead. No matter who you are, where you are, what time of day it is, that's what they have found in studies that they have done, which is pretty amazing. So the moon going over galactic center, because it's extremely out of bounds, it's literally crossing the galactic center, and it's going to be transmitting from the galactic center to the Earth at the time of the last quarter moon, a few hours before and after the exact point. And in fact, I think it crosses galactic center before the exact last quarter moon. So, but it's amplifying, and this is something that can only happen every 19 years. It is amplifying this whole equinox energy in ways that we won't see again until 2044. The last time it happened was 2006, and it's part of this 19-year lunar cycle that is happening. So very amazing. And we've had people talking about pretty much everything I've just mentioned, going into deeper depth about that. So it's very exciting.
Yay. Yes. And yes, there's so many. So just to explain for anybody who doesn't know, and again, if you're listening to this, if you're hearing us live on YouTube, and there are many of you live on YouTube right now, you can sign up for this whole free summit at livingtheonelight.com. I put the link in the YouTube show notes there if that's where you're seeing us. So yeah, so we're going to be having one speaker per day, only one speaker per day, but then everything's available indefinitely for free, because the way we plan this is that we really want each of these days that we're together to be like a sacred moment. And so each of the speakers, I keep thinking of like the sacred jewel that we're placing, one per day, because every person, every one of us, every one of you, everybody watching, all of us, but including the speakers, are a sacred jewel that our world needs, right? And there's a particular medicinal quality emanating from each of us, literally. So that's part of why we're being so slow and deliberate, that each person gets an entire day dedicated to them. And then there's no rush. You can listen to them whenever you want, forever. But uh, for example, tomorrow we're going to have Sheridan and Kaylin doing their talk on the Venus alchemy cycle coming up, and then the next day is Jamie, and then the next day is Melanie, and etc. Right? So it's going to be this very sacred, slow, deliberate time together over the coming days. So please, please, please enjoy all of that. And yes. Yay. Should we move on now to people's offerings?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, cool. So the first person we have is Seth Miller, who is not technically one of our speakers, but is an amazing being who is very involved in this community and who will be a speaker one day. I just know that already. Will probably be leading his own summits one day, not too far in the future. So Seth put a lot of love and care into creating some music for us, and actually a video for us. And so Seth, do you want to say a little bit first before I play what you created?
Sure. It's a huge honor to be here with everybody. I'm a huge fan, and I cannot wait to learn from everybody that's going to be speaking during this summit. I was very inspired by the spirit of what we have going on here. And so I've been privately engaging in developing a magical practice for a few years now of creating musical sigils, basically. Musical sigils are prayers. And they are a way for me to bring the energies that I'm trying to channel into my body and into my voice. And they've been private for a long time, but I felt very called to create one for this summit and share it with you all, and hope that you might benefit from it as well. So I'll just say how I'm going to be using it myself. You're welcome to use it if you like. So I'm glad that Kaylin brought up the galactic center point, because I have the intention of using this song that I've put together, or this sigil that I've put together, at the point where in my area where the galactic center is directly at midheaven every morning. It's going to be early in the morning, and I have timers set every day until the 30th. I'm going to be singing this song, and that will set my intention for the remainder of the day that the summit will lay out. The way I put these together is it's a key. So I've chosen B for Pisces. It is a time signature, which this one is 12/4. So 12 for the zodiac, and then 4 for the elements, but also for the 4 stages of the alchemical process, which I think that this time period is leading up to what will be about like 1 year from now, when Saturn and Neptune come conjunct at 0 degrees Aries. So I wanted to set a year-long intention that uses this sigil that will culminate in that moment. Stone associated, quartz crystal. Plants would be blue lotus and holy basil. And yeah, there's also an image which will be in the video, which I crafted out of the words "I am another you." And the image that I have going on here is the idea that Pegasus, the constellation, is presiding over this whole proceeding, which is going to be a moving into Aries and then back into Pisces and into Aries and back into Pisces. I'm thinking very much about that, the rebirth of Venus in all of this, and then the eclipses. So those are the themes that I'm working with in the song. But yeah, I hope you enjoy.
Amazing, Seth. And I'll just say that the talk in the summit with me and Chris Skidmore is all about the Pegasus part. so that's
Salacia as well. Salacia is I'm in this image is the heart of Pegasus, and so that's why the quartz crystal comes in, because Salacia is the cosmic heart, and my action is to bring the cosmic heart into my own heart, which is what makes the superconductor quantum, right? Okay, so that's what I got.
amazing. Yes, and I'll just say Salacia is going to be Salacia is at 10 degrees of Aries. I mean, if you're thinking about the ecliptic, and so that's the point where Venus went retrograde, Mercury basically is going retrograde, and the solar eclipse is going to be at 10 degrees of the new moon will be at 10 degrees of Aries. So Salacia is definitely a player. So, yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Seth. All right, let me attempt to share this now. And for you here on Zoom, I just put Seth's link for this in the chat. And I will put the link also I'll send it out with everybody, for everybody. And definitely subscribe to Seth's YouTube channel, because he put all this time and effort into this, which is amazing. All right. Seth, give me a thumbs up when you can hear this.
I'm a superconductor of love. I'm a superconductor of love. So are you. I'm a superconductor of love. I'm a superconductor of love. So are you. Cover me up with the sun. Cover me up, it's my soul in the Lunar. I'm a superconductor of love. I'm a superconductor of love. So are you. Cover me up with the sun. Cover me up, it's my soul. My soul is my soul. Selassie, my sulky heart. I shine a light through you. Selassie, my sulky heart. I am you too. I am you too. This is silver sailing. Cover me up with the sun. The air and the earth. Cover me up with the air and the earth. My soul is a silver sailing fire. Hold me in your rays. I float a dream your way. Continuously hold me in your rings. I float a dream your way. Continuously no loss of love. Hold me in your rings. I float a dream your way. Continuously hold me in your rings. I float a dream your way. Continuously flowing. No loss of love.
That was amazing.
So amazing.
So cosmic, so wow.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You're gonna make me cry. Thank you, thank you. You put so much into I could just feel it. Wow. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. So again, I will share the link to Seth's video in an email, and I'll put it in the summit space too. So thank you, Seth. Yay. Somehow instinctively, I feel like Ari should go next with your song. Do you want to go next?
Sure. Seth, that was just so beautiful and inspiring. There's an ancient Kabbalistic phrase, Hineni, which is here I am. And throughout my whole life, that one word has been very grounding and centering for me. So this prayer and this song came through recently centered around Hineni, here I am. Hineni, Hineni, here I am willing and ready to receive, to believe miracles that you give, do through me, to be an instrument of your love. Thy will be done as one. Together it is so. Hineni, 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 Hineni. Here I am willing and ready to receive, to believe the miracles that you give, do through me, to be an instrument of your love. Thy will be done as one. Together it is so. Hineni. 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 Here I am, willing and ready to receive, to believe the miracles that you give, do through me, to be an instrument of your love. Thy will be done as one. Together it is so. Hineni. 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 Hineni.
That was awesome. I would love to see the written word that you're.
Sure. I'll post a link for where I have that online. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ari. Yay. Beautiful. Yeah, and Ari's talk will be coming out, I think, on March 15th, and it's going to be about Saturn Neptune conjunction. And Ari is just, my original astrology teacher, a really close friend, a really beautiful human, and thank you. Mhm. Okay. Kaylin, who should go next?
I'm seeing Melanie.
That was my instinct. You're muted, Melanie. There you go. Mhm.
Thanks. So I just have a very short poem to read. And I've also altered it so that it reflects all of us. Let my heart reflect thy divine light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun.
Want to read that one more time?
Yes.
Or even two more times.
2 more times.
Two more times.
Let our hearts reflect thy divine light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun.
So beautiful and perfect.
One more time.
One more time.
Let our hearts reflect thy divine light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun.
A good mantra.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Thank you.
And when's Melanie's talk again? Do
Oh,
you
I'm
remember?
sorry, I was lost in my feeling of that. Melanie's is going to be day 3, so 3 days from now, so on March 12th. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Melanie is one of my favorite people on the planet. Very important to me. Yeah. Thank you. Yay. Kaylin, do you should Harmony go, or you want to read the 2 from?
I'm happy to go last if Harmony feels like she wants to go now, and I'm happy to go now if she would prefer to go last. Either way.
I'm good going now.
Nice.
So I have 2 poems. One is from Rumi, The Book of Love, the interpretation or translation by Coleman Barks. I was trying to decide what I wanted to read, and both of them, I literally just opened the book, and it was the one I landed on that felt like I was supposed to read it. So this one is called Walnuts, and it's from the chapter on sudden wholeness. So these are ecstatic poems, so you can close your eyes and listen or keep them open, whatever, but drink the words in. So, philosophers have said that we love music because it resembles the sphere sounds of union. We've been part of a harmony before. So these moments of treble and bass keep our remembering fresh. But how does this happen within these dense bodies, full of forgetfulness and doubt and grieving? It's like water passing through us. It becomes acidic and bitter, but still, as urine, it retains watery qualities. It will put out a fire. So there is this music flowing through our bodies that can douse restlessness. Hearing the sound, we gather strength. Love kindles with melody. Music feeds a lover composure and provides form for the imagination. Music breathes on personal fire and makes it keener. The water hole is deep. A thirsty man climbs a walnut tree growing next to the pool and drops walnuts one by one into the beautiful place. He listens carefully to the sound as they hit and watches the bubbles. A more rational man gives advice. You'll regret doing this. You're so far from the water that by the time you get down to gather the walnuts, the water will have carried them away. He replies, I'm not here for the walnuts. I want the music they make when they hit. You that come to birth and bring the mysteries, your voice thunder makes us very happy. Roar, lion of the heart, and tear me open.
Oh, wow. That couldn't be more perfect.
I know, for all the music too. I had no idea there was like so much music, and I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect. So Rumi, I got this book 25 years ago or something. I don't know. And I can just like sit in my meditation, read a poem, and go into ecstasy. And here's the last one. This one's shorter. Oh, this is from the Radiance Sutras by Lauren Roche. And these are also, all of them are amazing. So, at the end of the exhale, breath surrenders to quietude. For a moment, you hang in the balance, suspended in the fertile spaciousness that is the source of breath. At the end of the inhale, filled with the song of the breath, there is a moment when you're simply holding the tender mystery. In these interludes, Experience opens into exquisite vastness with no beginning and no end. Embrace this infinity without reservation. You are its vessel.
Also perfect. Beautiful. Thank you, Harmony.
Thank you.
Much. Yes, and Harmony's talk is going to be coming out actually on the
19th.
the 18th. On the 18th, the day before we do our equinox ceremony, which is the next time we're going to be live together. And Harmony's talk sets up the energy of like our understanding of the energy of the equinox so perfectly, so beautifully. So definitely listen in for Harmony's incredible wisdom about all of that and more. And yes. Thank you. Yay.
Okay, so I think now I'm going to share for two people that couldn't be here. And Sheridan and I are as Martha mentioned earlier, we're the talk for tomorrow. And we're looking at this Venus retrograde, rising in Aries, rising in Pisces, Aries, Pisces, the whole Aries, Pisces dance with so many things in turn with Neptune and Saturn doing the Aries Pisces dance, and Venus and Mercury doing the Aries Pisces dance. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. It's just so amazing. And so Sheridan she has a Zen poem to share featuring the Aries fire and the Pisces water together. And so we're very excited about being able to represent the Aries Pisces. And this is such a brilliant Zen poem. So here we go. See the sun in the midst of the rain. Scoop clear water from the heart of the fire. Feels very Aries Pisces or fire and water. So, and then Lauren Jubilerer, I believe her talk is on the 13th, maybe? I can't remember. Do you know, Martha?
We'll look it up. It's no, it's not the 13th, but yes, I'll look it up.
16th. Maybe it's the 16th.
I think it's the 16th, yeah.
Okay, anyway, she couldn't be here, so she asked me to share this. And I met Lauren back in 2001, and we were at an event at Joshua Tree, a shamanic combination of astrology and shamanism. And we've been like best of friends ever since. We've done many things together over the years. And her talk is on the experience with Aries Pisces. She's an Aries moon, Pisces rising, and then she's done a lot of work with soul retrieval and how it can be immensely helpful at this time. Having studied soul retrieval with several shamanic teachers, including Sandra Ingerman and Hank Wesselman and others, she's also shares some easy transformative practices that we can do daily, and she takes us on a soul retrieval journey. So it's really good. And it's actually probably one of our shorter talks. So definitely one worth listening to and getting the insights that she has about that. And she shares, this is from Clarissa Pinkola Estes, who wrote Women Who Run with the Wolves. And one of the things I love about Women Who Run with the Wolves is that it came out during an Aries cycle a Venus cycle back in the mid 1990s. And it just felt like the timing of that, or at least I became aware of it during that. So it just felt like the timing that was so perfect. So she wrote this back in February of 2017. It was February 19th. And it's just so brilliant for this time. So here's what she says. My friends, do not lose heart. We were made for these times. I have heard from so many recently who are deeply and properly bewildered. They are concerned about the state of affairs in our world now. Ours is a time of almost daily astonishment and often righteous rage over the latest degradations of what matters most to civilized visionary people. You are right in your assessments. The luster and hubris some have aspired to while endorsing acts so heinous against children, elders, everyday people, the poor, the unguarded, the helpless, is breathtaking. Yet I urge you, ask you, gentle you to please not spend your spirit dry by bewailing these difficult times. Especially do not lose hope. Most particularly because the fact is that we were made for these times. Yes, for years we have been learning, practicing, we've been in training and just waiting to meet this exact plane of engagement. I grew up on the Great Lakes and recognize a seaworthy vessel when I see one, regarding awakening souls that have never been more able vessels in the waters than there are right now across the world. And they are fully provisioned and able to signal one another as never before in the history of humankind. Look out over the prow. There are millions of boats and righteous souls on the waters with you. Even though your veneers may shiver from every wave in the stormy royal, I assure you that the long timbers composing your prow and rudder come from a great forest. That long-grained lumber is known to withstand storms, to hold together, to hold its own, and to advance regardless. In any dark time, there is a tendency to veer toward fainting over how much is wrong or unmended in the world. Do not focus on that. There is a tendency to fall into being weakened by dwelling on what is outside your reach, but what cannot yet be. By what cannot yet be. Do not focus there. This is spending the wind without raising the sails. We are needed. That is all we can know. And though we meet resistance, we more so will meet great souls who will hail us, love us, and guide us, and we will know them when they appear. Didn't you say you were a believer? Didn't you say you pledged to listen to a greater voice? Didn't you ask for grace? Don't you remember that to be in grace means to submit to the greater voice? Ours is not the task of fixing the entire world all at once, but of stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. Any small, calm thing that one soul can do to help another soul, to assist some portion of this poor, suffering world, will help immensely. It is not given to us to know which acts or by whom will cause the critical mass to tip toward an enduring good. What is needed for dramatic change is an accumulation of acts, adding to, adding more, continuing. We know that it does not take everyone on earth to bring justice and peace, but only a small determined group who will not give up during the first, second, or 100th gale. One of the most calming and powerful actions you can do to intervene in a stormy world is to stand up and show your soul. Soul on deck shines like gold in dark times. The light of the soul throws sparks, can send up flares, build signal fires, causes proper matters to catch fire. To display the lantern of soul in shadowy times like these, to be fierce and to show mercy towards others, both are acts of immense bravery and greatest necessity. Struggling souls catch light from other souls who are fully lit and willing to show it. If you would help to calm the tumult, this is one of the strongest things you can do. There will always be times when you feel discouraged. I too have felt despair many times in my life, but I do not keep a chair for it. I will not entertain it. I will not allow to eat it from my plate. The reason is this: in my uttermost bones, I know something, as do you. It is that there can be no despair when you remember why you came to earth, who you serve, and who sent you. The good words we say and the good deeds we do are not ours. They are the words and deeds of the one who brought us here. In fact, that spirit, I hope you will write this on your wall, when a great ship is in the harbor and moored, it is safe. There can be no doubt. But that is not what great ships are built for.
Thank you, Lauren, through Kaylin.
I'm so glad I got to read. That was really cool. And I was noticing a lot of Aries Pisces energy through the whole thing. And plus, also, she was talking about it only takes a small number, that n squared, 1% of the population, and n squared. So if it's, I don't know, 8 billion people, it's probably 9,000 people is all that's needed to be the tipping point. So she was speaking into that as well. So we don't need everybody, but we need a tipping point.
Yeah. So yes, okay. So I'm just feeling into what else needs to happen before we close. And I'm wondering, Kaylin, if you could say a few more words about the fact that so today we're here live on March 9th, and one of the big events happening during the summit time is, of course, the two eclipses coming up. So the first eclipse coming up is this coming Friday or Thursday night for some of us. If we happen to be on the west coast of the Americas, it's going to be around midnight for us. For everybody in the Americas, it will be visible if you don't have cloud cover. And so part of what we want to be doing in this summit together is being very conscious individually, but also collectively, that we are not doing this just as us as humans, that we're in this cosmic dance, right? And that there are these very strong cosmic supporting energies happening. And one of them happens to be this total lunar eclipse coming this Friday. So I'm wondering if there's anything, Kaylin, you want to say just to give kind of bookmarks of the big dates coming up that we can be engaging with. I'm going to be in we have a free online sharing space. And so for each of these big cosmic events, like the eclipses and like Venus conjunct the sun, Mercury going retrograde, that kind of thing, I'm going to be highlighting them in the free community and really encouraging all of us to be sharing what does that energy feel like for you? If you happen to get to see the lunar eclipse, for example, how was that? What did that feel like? What did it look like? Because we really want this to be us engaging with each other, but us also engaging with the cosmos and with life. Because that's really the point, is that we're becoming superconductors. We're choosing to be superconductors of love into the energies of the cosmos that are really supporting us so powerfully right now. Is there anything you want to say about that?
Oh, of course. Well, I'll say this, it's a Virgo total lunar eclipse. And Virgo is a archetypal energy that connects to Spider Woman. And she's the one who weaves the web of our reality. So we can work with her to weave a new web. And her job is to notice when something's out of pattern, like something's been disturbed in the web, and go reweave that part of the web. Or sometimes she has to reweave a whole new web. So maybe that's what we're doing. So we can tune into that. And Spider Woman has been an imagery from a lot of Native American cultures, the Navajo particularly. There's a place called Spider Rock in Canyon de Chelly. I've gotten to see it. It's pretty cool. They're very much into Spider Woman. They're also very much into weaving. So they have this whole weaving thing. But we could imagine that together we're all weaving this new reality, this that's really based in love, in the power of love to change everything, to heal everything, to create something new and more amazing than we've ever imagined. And so, I just will say, I love this song. Some of you probably know it, a song to Spider Woman. I can't sing it. I'll say it. There is a woman who weaves the night sky. See what she spins, how her fingers fly. She is the weaver. She is our within us beginning to end. She is our grandmother, sister, and friend. She is the weaver. We are the web. She is the needle. We are the web. We are the thread. Oops, I haven't said that in a while. So, so I think that this eclipse is really, opening this eclipse cauldron. And how are we reweaving? And the other thing about Spider is that when she weaves her web in the best way, in the best place possible, everything she needs comes to her. She doesn't have to go hunt. She does not have to go get it. She does not have to, it just comes to her. And I have created for myself crystalline webs, like I draw these 8-pointed stars, put crystals around it, make it look like a web, and then put intentions in it. You can also do it on the ground. I've done it on the ground. You can really, if you want to engage this eclipse and really call on the energy of Spider Woman, create a web. And you could just you don't even have to draw it. You could just go put crystals in the corners of your house and imagine that you have a crystalline web. And I'll just quickly say that I did this at an apartment that I lived in for a year. And when I moved in, I was absolutely terrified because I was now a single mom and, having to deal with, I don't know if I would made enough money to support myself and all that. And I created this web so everything would come to me, and it did. And then not only that, the people that were running the apartment complex kept asking me about what I was doing. And I told them about my crystalline web, so they created one for the whole property.
What?
Yeah. So it's like it has power to expand from what we are doing within ourselves. So that is probably the most amazing thing we could do in this time, to energize and to connect with, and go out and see the eclipse if you can. You might have to set an alarm. I'm going to have to. And then also to realize that when we're looking at the eclipse shadow coming over the face of the moon, it's the shadow of the earth. We are looking at our own shadow, so we have an opportunity to look more deeply into our own shadow, and then we see the light come back. So doing the shadow work at a total lunar eclipse is so, so powerful as well. And create your crystalline web for whatever it is that you're weaving into the new reality.
Yeah. And were you going to say something else?
No, I'm good.
I'll just add in, just to give everybody the big picture, at least from my perspective, of this coming 3 weeks, is that, so for me, this time between now and the lunar eclipse, and the lunar eclipse itself, the energy of it to me is so powerfully, definitely supporting letting go, because it's a lunar eclipse on the south node. And there's definitely different ways to see that, but that's the energetic I feel in it, is that we're really, really being supported to be letting go at the same time that maybe we're reweaving. But then when we have the solar eclipse, it's a new moon on the north node. So that energy to me is so much more about then coming into a creation of new, and so I would say in this first phase of our time together in this summit, we could just do whatever feels right intuitively for each of us. Maybe we'll be feeling in the next week lots and lots of new creation energy. It doesn't have to be a letting go energy for you, but likely I would say a lot of us might be feeling this very, very powerful letting go, and a support for radical forgiving as we're letting go, because again, the North Node is in Pisces near Neptune, and etc. So that's something we could all be feeling into, and feeling really held in this time between now and Friday, as we come to that lunar eclipse. So that's something we could be focusing on. And Kaylin, you and I had talked about just even we now have Seth's song, we have Ari's song, we have the Spider Woman image. I mean, there's just so many ways that we might each feel called or drawn to kind of have a daily practice or a daily mantra. But we even talked about, if each of us, do you want to say something about this, Kaylin? Even if each of us just said one sentence, like, right, this reminder of, we are love, I am love, we are superconductors of love, that could, if we all do that, and we all do that at least once a day, that would help us focus on this energy. Is there anything, Kaylin, you want to say, or any of the other speakers here?
Yeah, because I started saying that I'm a superconductor of love some years ago, because I knew I needed to create so here's the thing about a superconductive field. No lower vibrational energy can penetrate that field. So it's a super coherent field, and anything of chaos and whatever cannot penetrate the superconductive field. It has to bypass it or get uplifted into it. So that's why, and I was going through a situation at the time where I felt like I really needed to have that superconductive field around me, so that if there was energy that was being sent my way that wasn't especially good energy, that it would either get lifted up into the field or bypass the field. So that is one of the reasons why I started doing this, and I started expanding on my I'm a superconductor of love and adding a lot of more words to that over time. And now here we are having this summit and this time, and when we can have so many people coming together, I'm super excited. Like, yes, say getting up each morning, I'm a superconductor of love. I am love. Whatever feels comfortable to you. I, of course, have been using I'm a superconductor of love for such a long time. I'm going to continue to do that. And then we do that together and we exponentially amplify the field. And also this idea that only, if just a few of us come into that greater coherence of love, then we create a tipping point and the whole world could all shift in the blink of an eye. Because in the superconductive field, when they're creating it, the electrons are just totally chaotic and all over the place. And then a few of them start to come into a coherence. And when they reach that tipping point, that n squared of 1%, the whole thing shifts like that. So this is the power of what it is we can do with each other here at this time. And it's so exciting. And that we do this the whole month of March. Oh, the rest of the month of March. Yeah.
I would love to say something. First of all, when you said that, Kaylin, at the beginning about the square root of 1%, I actually got so overwhelmed I wanted to cry. Like I was just like, something about that information, I've never heard that before. And so it just like landed in a big way. What I wanted to say is what I've been saying is I am the vessel of love. And, the eclipse, actually, the lunar eclipse is conjunct Alcus, which is the star in the crater, the cup, the Grail cup. And so there's also like past life, I think, Grail mystery, Grail initiate, Grail maiden energy that's kind of coming in with that south node as well. But what I wanted to share that I was thinking of sharing before and then I forgot is a dream I had. It was like a few years ago, maybe it was 10 years ago. I don't know. It's in my dream journal, but it's like medicinal. So I just wanted to share it. It's not long. Some of it is personal, you'll see, but some of it's collective. So I'm in my house and there's no door to my house. You can just like walk right in, which of course is dream imagery around boundaries. And so anyhow, so this rabid dog comes in my house and it looks evil. It's got red eyes, it's foaming at the mouth. And I'm like, oh my God. And I think to myself, I have to kill the dog. And then this voice says to me, you have to take the evil out of the dog without killing it. So I activate my heart chakra, like those, bears from our childhood, the Care Bear stare. I do the Care Bear stare out of my heart and I beam love at this evil rabid dog. And right before my eyes, the evil melts away and it turns into this puppy and it's like happy. And, and so then that's the end of that part of the dream. So I like bow to the dog. I say, thank you. And then I say, okay, you need to go now, setting my boundaries. And it turns around to leave. And as it walks across the threshold, it looks back at me and winks. And then I woke up. So I work with that imagery. It's not always easy, especially when people are being really mean or there seems like there's like someone's doing something evil on the world stage. But it's just like this power of love to melt the evil away, because you can't meet evil with more evil. You can't kill the evil because the evil is doing the killing. It has to be met with a different frequency and it has to transform. And I'm, still working with that dream in my life. It's not always easy to default to that, but I usually can get back to that place even when I'm triggered of like, okay, send love. Send love, send love. And even if I have a hard time finding the love, then I just ask the universe, pour the love through me, because like I need to be washed clean. And then, send the love. The universe can be the sender and I'll just be the vessel.
Oh, I love it. And I love the reminder about the Care Bear stare, because I remember watching the Care Bears with my kids when they were growing up.
I loved them.
And just that imagery of, it's such a great imagery of, and you can just make that, imagine that's what we're doing. I love that. It's so good. Such a good reminder. Yeah.
Care Bears were my favorite. Of course. Yeah. Amazing. Well, so we're gonna close out in a second with Jamie, who's going to send us into the world with her beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sound healing. Before we do that, Kaylin, is there any other last thing you feel like we need to say or?
Covered it. I think we've set a really strong, powerful, sacred field for what we're moving into. Yeah, it's amazing.
Awesome. Ari,
Yeah.
Melanie,
I'm
or
just
Seth?
really appreciative to what everybody's contributed, and even the people that didn't contribute are part of the summit, and everybody that's been present here, and people that will be listening to this later. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, right. We need every single one of us, literally. And again, there are many, many of you watching live on YouTube. So if you didn't hear me say before, you can sign up for this whole free summit at livingtheonelight.com. I put the link in the show notes on YouTube, but just go to livingtheonelight.com and click on free summit. And it's all there for free indefinitely, anytime you're hearing this. Yeah. Melanie, Ari, or Seth, any very last words you feel called to say before we go? You're good.
No, don't really have words, but just a huge thank you to everybody
Mm.
for being here and for tuning in your own energy with the amazing stuff that's happening.
Thank you, Melanie. All right, well, then how about I will close us out, and then Jamie is going to send us into the world with her beautiful, beautiful music. Jamie, do you want to say anything about the music before we hear it?
I am just so grateful to be here and co-creating this beautiful. I mean, it's like I can feel it and see it, how we're all like weaving this beautiful web of love together. And I can just feel the ripples that are going to ripple out through the world from all co-creating in this beautiful, like superconductive field of love. And everyone's offerings have been so magical and beautiful. And so thank you. And yeah, I very intentionally picked the sound healing instruments that I was working with. I have my Venus gong, that is literally the frequency of Venus, the planet of love. And then I'm also working with water and fire elemental chimes to kind of really attune us with Venus, the planet of love, moving back and forth between water element Pisces, fire element Aries, and back and forth and back and forth. And so that made this beautiful sound meditation really attune us to this energy to activate our superconductive field of love and connect with the love and wholeness that we are.
Amazing. Yay. And I'm just bringing it up to play it for us in a second. But before we turn that on, I can just, yeah, we can each drop into our own bodies again, connecting with that love that we are each individually, and that light maybe emanating from the back of our hearts, or however you feel the love moving as you and through you. And we can drop into the light and the love of the heart of Gaia herself, who is us, and we are her. And we can feel that holding space of the infinite benevolent beings holding Gaia, holding us, and us being part of what is doing the holding of the earth in this time. And I'll also mention that there are different ways of conceiving of the Yuga cycle, but in some ways of conceiving of it, we are coming to the end of the Yuga cycle this month as well. I mean, the Kali Yuga. And again, there are different perspectives, but that is one thing to name. Heather Ensworth will be talking more about that in her talk. And
the water sensor.
And so, yeah, we can feel how, again, we are being held so powerfully, and we are beings also doing the holding as this globe is waking up, as we are all waking back up out of the time of great forgetting, coming back into the time of great remembering. And as we remember, we have the opportunity to choose. And so we can each choose in this moment and in every single moment over and over and over again throughout this month together and then beyond. Whatever words feel right for you, but we can collectively say, I am a superconductor of love. And just let that emanate through our bodies, let that emanate through this sacred circle together, let it emanate through the whole summit, let it emanate through the whole planet, let it emanate through all of time, all of space, beyond into the void, blessing everything. And we can feel that as we leave this particular time together and listen to Jamie's beautiful music, which I'm going to put up in a moment. And just on a practical note, each of the talks will come out every night, Pacific time, and then they'll be available indefinitely, entirely for free. So please enjoy, take your time, please engage with the free online community. Let's cheer each other on. And then we'll be back together 2 more times live like this. The next one will be on March 19th for our equinox ceremony, which will be at the same time, 10 a.m. Pacific. And then we'll have a closing ceremony the day that Neptune enters Aries for the first time in, 185 years, whatever it is. That's going to be on Sunday, March 30th, same time, 10 a.m. Pacific. So please come back. Same Zoom link, same time, same place. And we will see you here again. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody.
Thank you all so much. Oh, this is so great.
Yay. All right. Now my challenge is to get the music up. um, um, sorry, this might take me a second. It's a little bit different than I thought. Hang on one second. There we go. It's coming. There we go. Yay. All right. I'm gonna, just taking. Okay. Tell me if you can. Nope, not that. Sorry. Nope. Ay, ay, ay. Nope. Goodness. How do I click on the right thing? Oh dear. Sorry, one second. All right, I'm gonna start playing it. It's here for me, but it's just not coming up for some reason. So sorry, everybody.
Martha, I can try from my end too, if you'd like.
Yeah. Yes.
You want to try to give me access to share? And I have it pulled up here so I can see if I can get it going.
I'm just gonna try this one more time. It's very odd. Kaylin, if you're able to give her permission, go for it. I don't know if I can. Hang on.
Oh, it's like asking me to reinstall a Zoom audio
Oh, well,
device.
maybe we can share this with everybody later. And this is so odd. Okay. Kaylin, you're muted. Oh. There you go.
I've unmuted twice, and I don't know why he's muting me, but I've been trying to give Jamie the ability to play it through her, but it won't let me.
Yeah, there's something weird going on, and I'm not sure what's going on, but let's just send it out to everybody.
Yeah, 'cause I don't have it on like a YouTube link or anything at the moment, but the audio, the gongs, and the chimes, just Zoom will not pick them up at all via like even when I set the sound settings to like be a live performance, it just won't pick them up. So yeah.
Is it possible for you to upload it to your YouTube channel, Jamie, and we could?
Yeah, I mean it would probably you mean like it would probably do it really quickly because the video is so short.
Well, yeah,
I'll send it to
Send it out later.
when she sends out the email, and then people can hear it.
Yeah, sure. I can do that.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. All good. Okay. Well, I think we can just close out here. We're exactly on time. Amazing. And yes, please come back live on March 19th and then again on March 30th. And then stay tuned in your emails for the daily talks, and please share in the free sharing space.
And if you can't be with us live on the 19th or the 30th, there will be a replay. So not to worry, because you don't want to miss out on the fun that we're having.
Yes. And this is all available indefinitely for free, so no rush, and please take your time, and let's go be superconductors of love.
Yeah, baby.
Thank you each so much. See you all soon.